Alternative media is where it's at now, unfortunately. Like, that's what helped him win the presidency. So for him to say they're failing on TV shows and everything, TV is cooked now. Like, mainstream media is cooked, and he knows that. He hates the mainstream media.
Yeah, exactly. He's actually contradicting his whole foundation or his position that he's always spoke about. Who are you with? ABC, fake news, CNN, fake news. Because here he says third-rate podcasts, but these podcasts are responsible for the fact that he honestly won the election. You know, Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, of course, played a huge role as well. Tucker Carlson, all these guys, they probably got him in office, bro. To be honest, all those endorsements.
If you want, we can start with the Candace Owens, then we could go into the war into the war. But if you want to start with the Truth Social post of Trump going nuts, we could do that first if you want.
It's up to you.
We can do that first.
Covered it yet?
No, I didn't. I read his Truth Social post because I thought it was hilarious, but I didn't see Candace responded. I didn't see that.
Okay, and that's the thing too, bro. He just rips all of these guys apart, and then at the same time, Israel's destroying the region, undermining the peace deal that's going to save your presidency.
Yep.
The peace deal that's going to save your presidency is being undermined by Netanyahu.
I don't think he has any intention, though. I think this.
Alex Jones.
I think the ceasefire is literally just for them to rearm, bro. And I genuinely think he's taking a 2-week break to get more assets in the region, and we know that they mobilized a bunch of Marines from San Diego, and pretty much like they're sending all of them to the region, and then also we know that he wanted the markets to recover as well, is what I think. And then the clandestine operation failure. The clandestine operation failed, so he's like, okay, what's the point of me bleeding the markets now, right?
That's crazy, bro. My chat is gonna go, what the hell? I literally said that exactly before you just called me now. Mm-hmm. I said it's all just a ruse, you know, it's a sham. It's not actually done in good faith, and it's just for us to recoup. And that F-15 being shot down and our plan being foiled with the CIA, that was the last straw. I have it here. Yeah, I can read it really quick, bro. This is an essay.
Yeah, this shit was hilarious.
This is crazy, bro.
Yeah, I read it yesterday, but I know you'll probably do a better job in your you got the Trump voice.
I don't know. I can't keep up the impression for this long, bro. This by the time I'm done with this, is going to be 11. It's going to be time for after hours. This nigga went sick. No, okay, so
you go ahead.
Goodness gracious. So he goes, I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that they think it is wonderful for Iran, the #1 state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon, because they have one thing in common: low IQs. They're stupid people. They know. I'm sorry, this is kind of funny.
Yeah, no, it is.
They
funny.
know it. Their families know it, and everyone else knows it too.
President of the United States.
Look at their past. Huh?
No, I said President of the United States, by the way.
Yeah, literal president, leader of the world, effectively. Look at their past, look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows. They aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, and they will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. Now, they think they got some clicks because they have the third-rate podcast, but nobody's talking about them. Nobody's talking about them. And their views are the opposite of MAGA, or I wouldn't have won the presidential election in a landslide. MAGA agrees with me and just gave CNN a 100% approval rating of Trump, not hand-flailing fools like Tucker Carlson, who couldn't even finish college. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same. Perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist. Or Megyn Kelly, who nastily asked me now the famous only Rosie O'Donnell question, or crazy Candace Owens, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France being a man when she is not, and will hopefully win lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is a far more beautiful woman than Candace. In fact, it's not even close. Or bankrupt Alex Jones. This is crazy.
Calling a bankrupt Alex Jones is nuts.
This is crazy. He's going for the jugular on everybody. Or bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things and lost his entire fortune, or he should have, for his horrendous attack on the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims, ridiculously claiming it was a hoax. These so-called pundits are losers. They always will be. Now fake news CNN, the failing New York Times, and all of the other radical left news organizations are hailing them and giving them positive press for the first time in their lives. They're not MAGA, they're losers just trying to latch on to MAGA. As president, I can get them on my side anytime I want to, but when they call, I don't return their calls because I'm too busy on world and country affairs, and after a few times, they go nasty just like Marjorie Trader Brown, but I no longer care about that stuff. I only care about doing right for our country. MAGA is about winning and strength and not allowing Iran to have nuclear weapons. MAGA is about making America great again, and these people have no idea how to do that, but I do, because the United States is now the hottest country anywhere in the world. President Donald J. Trump. Wow. So President of the United States, ladies and gentlemen. That's Donald Trump for you. It's just funny because, of course, all of these guys were voicing support for Trump just some time ago. But the biggest thing that actually caught me by surprise, I didn't think he'd go for Alex Jones like that because, bro, Alex Jones has been like relatively fair in his well, not to me. I think it's way too late. But for everybody else or all the MAGA base, Alex Jones has reserved a lot of concern for Trump. He's actually been pretty soft on him until recently.
They got mad about the 25th Amendment. He did a stream broadcast like a couple of days ago, and he talked about the 25th Amendment. After he sent, I think it was the Easter Post or the power plant thing, they're like, yo, this guy's unhinged.
Yeah. And so it took a lot for Alex Jones to actually join the anti-MAGA crowd, or really the America First crowd, whatever you want to call it. But I'm surprised he went for Alex Jones like that. Call him bankrupt.
Keep going.
Go ahead.
And I'm just so sad that whatever's happened to him has totally changed the man he once was. He did so much good. That said, it followed just a few hours after Melania Trump came out, unannounced. Reportedly, Trump didn't know, and said she wasn't involved with Epstein and she supports a full investigation by Congress into the Epstein cover-up. Trump says Epstein's a hoax. So this reminds me of...
Bruh, that is not a hoax, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
Hoax. Okay.
Melinda French, when she started turning against Bill, also over Epstein. So Trump's got big problems, folks. And I am just so concerned about this country and the world. Trump's being led around with the nose by Netanyahu and by Mark Levin and others. And
yes, Alex. Yes. Finally.
Calling out Mark Levin.
He can see the leashes now all around Trump's neck.
It's so sad. The Iran war is a total disaster. A black eye for America. They control the Strait of Hormuz. It is just absolutely incredible what we're seeing and what we're facing. I supported the old Trump. They got so many good things done. But at the end of the day, I just feel sorry for him and pray that God touch his heart and soul and free him from the demonic influences that he's under. I mean, it's just that simple. This is a nightmare. We know the Democrats, the left, are absolutely terrible. But when Trump's calling for wiping out whole civilizations and acting like a supervillain, I have to come out.
And that made him really hard to defend. I saw a burst of MAGA supporters really go, oh, when Trump let out that tweet, and I believe it was Thursday morning last week. When was that "Civilization will die" tweet?
He said that it was last week. Earlier this week. It was like right after Easter, like a day or two after Easter.
Oh, was it on Monday?
Might have been.
I don't know.
It was earlier this week.
Time
and everyone just started going crazy. Shout out to Alex once again with the 45, bro. Thank you so much.
Hey, shout out to Alex, man. But yeah, I saw a lot of the MAGA base go, all right, yeah, this is a sinking ship once he let out that Truth Social post. So, Trump has been digging his own grave. I said if he's just been taking it easy, if he had just prior learned to control his fingers on Truth Social, he wouldn't have been receiving this much hate. A lot of the hate is just coming from his rhetoric more than his actions. His actions, of course, we're always attacking them because we can see through the bullshit. But the rhetoric now, he's digging his own grave. He's making things a lot worse than they need to be, letting out these genocidal Truth Social posts and everything like that. And then 10 seconds later, calling for a ceasefire and saying he wants the Iranian people to be great. It's like, you can tell he's kind of losing it.
Contradicting himself all over the place.
All over the place, man.
Trump's own wife came out at an unannounced press conference today and said the Epstein.
Yeah, guys, and I didn't mention this, but Melania Trump came out and defended herself in regards to being involved in the Epstein files, which is funny that it's coming out now, of course, in the midst of all of this, when things cool down. Of course, now that comes out for something else to distract the people with. But yeah.
Crimes are real and that she wants the victims to be in front of Congress to cover up the end. That's the opposite of what Trump's saying. Looks to me like she's breaking with Trump because she knows the ship's sinking, has found out the truth. Elon left 8 months ago saying he's in the files, is covered up. I never saw any evidence of it, but he's acting like he's guilty. We know he's protecting Howard Lutnick, who said he didn't know Epstein to go to the island, and he did. So all I can say is this is a terrible day. And it's a nightmare for America and the world, but I'm going to tell the truth, report on the facts, no matter what it is. Was I somewhat naive? Did I defend Trump too long? He did so much good? Yeah, I did. Are people that, said I defended him too long, are they right?
Did you say something?
No, I'm listening.
Yeah, it looks like they are. Fine to a victory lap. But I did it from a place of believing he was the lesser of two evils. And I guess at the end of the day, justice be done may have its fall. There's no such thing as lesser of two evils. So I took the establishment attacking him as the sign I should support him. I took myself being attacked for supporting him as a sign I should support him. And now it's certainly clear that this new Donald Trump is somebody we should support, and I'm not. So I'm energetically opposing him. I'm calling for the 25th Amendment if he continues to call for nuclear war and genocide. Hopefully he backs down. We'll continue to report on this as it unfolds, but that's the facts. Melania Trump, they've said, was turning against Trump years ago. I never believed it, but now she's definitely countermanding what he said and done, saying there's nothing to Epstein. She's saying there is. It should be investigated. I stand with Melania Trump, and I stand with the truth. I stand with the victims of Epstein against the Epstein class. Following on next, we're all Jones on Rebel.
So that's that. Let's see what Candace had to say. I have that queued up here, actually.
This is going to be funny.
She went sick. Here, I got it here. Let me see if there's anybody else who reacted. Tucker Carlson actually released a statement as well, although I don't know if he's done a show just yet. But this is what Candace had to say. And by the way, am I going to get nuked for this copyright or no?
You shouldn't.
Okay.
I know why Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones have all been fighting me for years, especially by the fact that House and Todd,
we read it for you guys, so we'll just go straight to her reaction.
Won the presidential election in a landslide first, because let's park it there, right? Let's just chew on that portion right there first, because it is a stunning break from reality. Because I'll ask the question, do you have any idea why it was, Mr. President, that your old tweets, the sentences you used to say, which were typically definitely insults back in 2015, but do you ever wonder why they worked? I can help you, right? It's because they were rooted in some element of truth. Okay. So if you called Rosie O'Donnell unattractive, or when you said Hillary Clinton should be in prison, it played to the crowd, because although many people thought it was inappropriate and beneath the dignity of a politician, it was based in truth, right? Hillary Clinton's done some things.
She definitely has.
You can call Megyn.
Yeah, some things, nigga. A lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things. No doubt about that.
Kelly, a great many things. I have definitely had my political disagreements with her over the years. Low IQ? Really? Tucker Carlson? Low IQ? Me? Low IQ? The three of us unsuccessful somehow? When you write stuff like that, you just demonstrate nothing but your own irrationality.
You know, the crazy thing, like what I was saying was like, dude, alternative media is where it's at now, unfortunately. Like that's what helped him win the presidency. So for him to say, oh, you know, some bullshit about, you know, they're failing on TV shows and everything. Like, dude, TV is kind of like cooked now. Like mainstream media is cooked, and he knows that. He hates the mainstream media.
Yeah, exactly. He's actually contradicting his whole foundation or his position that he's always spoke about. Who are you with? ABC, fake news, CNN, fake news. Because here he says third-rate podcasts, but these podcasts are responsible for the fact that he honestly won the election. You know, Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, of course, played a huge role as well. Tucker Carlson, all these guys, they probably got him in office, bro, to be honest, all those endorsements. So for him to turn back and talk shit about them, and I get it because they've opposed him at this point, but he's given them no choice, you know, but he knows that these podcasts have tons of motion. He knows that alternative media, like you said, is the way, you know, no one really, the only people that are cranking on actual local TV stations or local news, Fox News, whatever it is, are probably people over the age of maybe 40 or, you know, maybe even 30, Gen X, millennials, of course, boomers, but, you know, the Zoomers certainly not. So he knows that's a sailing ship, no doubt.
It just doesn't land. Nobody cares about them anymore. Really? You're the leader of the free world and you're tweeting about us. I think that means somebody cares. Actually, what nobody cares about anymore, and what you seem to have an inability to comprehend, is that traditional cable news no longer moves the needle. Cable TV is a dying medium. FDR, he used the radio, right? His voice, the fireside chats, it worked. It moved audiences when it was new. And when the world transitioned there, and then suddenly it was the dawn of television, JFK's good looks on the screen, that served him. And he used that. Once again, fast forward to today, and the world is technologically advancing. Yet you're launching insults at what you don't comprehend. Joe Rogan is not going to do Fox News hits. Do you understand this? He is not trying to get on CNN. None of us are. I don't know how else to help you understand. You are quite literally mocking people because they comprehend something that you don't. Tucker Carlson is more powerful than you. Deep down, I think you know that, and I think you resent that, which is proven by your next lines. Let's read on. You continue, MAGA agrees with me and just gave CNN a 100% approval rating of Trump, not hand-flailing fools like Tucker Carlson who couldn't even finish college. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same. Perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist. Okay, obviously, Tucker Carlson is in his prime. The whole world understands that. That sentence, he couldn't even finish college. Are you aware
Yeah, I mean, Tucker Carlson peaked in popularity after he left Fox. When he went independent, that's when he really broke out. Of course, he was always a household name and he was well-known, well-respected journalist. But after the Fox News thing, man, that really put him in the spotlight more than anything.
I think,
you didn't know about him before, you knew
her
about
getting
him
off
after.
Daily Wire, him getting off Fox, I think it all helped them. Like, it helped their careers. I don't think it hurt them at all.
Significantly. It made their careers.
Yeah.
Made their careers 100%. And they probably make way more money now. No doubt they definitely make way more money. So,
Yep.
That your base is comprised of blue collar workers who never went to college, many who never so much wanted to go to college, never dreamed it. The farmers, the ranchers, the plumbers, the electricians, the people who work with their hands, you now stick your nose up to all of those people. Do you know who else didn't go to college? Charlie Kirk didn't go to college. Also, those men, many, I would say, a lot of the men and women that you and Pete Hegseth want to send to their deaths in the Middle East, many of them, probably most of them, didn't go to college. And let me be perfectly clear here when I say that each and every one of them is infinitely more smart and more capable than you and the people that you surround yourself with in this moment. But let's continue. Because CNN says you got 100% support. You write, or Megyn Kelly, who nastily asked me the now famous only Rosie O'Donnell question, or crazy Candace Owens, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a man when she is not, and will hopefully win lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is a far more beautiful woman than Candace. In fact, it's not even close. This Brigitte Macron, who did you write that sentence for? Not even Brigitte Macron and Emmanuel Macron applauded that sentence. Okay. They said incroyable. It doesn't help. Sometimes propaganda, when it's too naked, actually just hurts the cause that it purports to support. What is your obsession with Brigitte? This Brigitte Macron in the swimsuit, you think that you can command people, men, straight men, to suddenly think that Brigitte is hot? Did you date Jean-Michel Trogneau? Are you gay? Why are you so obsessed calling me from the White House? Stop talking about Brigitte. Is it a physical attraction truly that you had there back when he was better looking, I suppose? Did you sleep with him when he was a man? Do you think people care? To your point about, I hope she wins money since it's all you see, gold, shekels. Do you think your base cares when the subject matter is children that are being statutorily raped by their supervisors? Do you understand that no one in MAGA, in true MAGA, cares about money above truth and protecting children? Could you connect that dot when we revolted against you saying, what about the Epstein files? That seems to be a theme with you. Protecting people who harm children. Why do you keep doing that? Why do you want people to be sued for standing up to that class? We continue. Let's go back to your message conclusively, right? Or bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things and lost his entire fortune as he should have. It's all about money for you, Trump, isn't it? For his horrendous attack on the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims, ridiculously claiming that it was a hoax. These so-called pundits are losers, and they always will be. Now, fake news CNN, who you just cited as saying you had 100% support. So are they fake or are they real, Trump? Now, the fake news CNN.
Team Bird, thank you so much for the membership. Shout out to you. Welcome.
And the failing New York Times and all of the other radical left news organizations are hailing them and giving them positive press for the first time in their lives. They are not MAGA. They are losers, just trying to latch onto MAGA. As president, I could get them on my side anytime I want. But when they call, I don't return their calls because I'm too busy on world and country affairs. And after a few times, they go nasty, just like Marjorie Trader Brown. But I no longer care about that stuff. I only care.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was trying to call her poop or if he was like trying to say brown clown type shit.
Yeah, Marjorie Trader.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good. She was the first one. I think honestly the first one to jump off the MAGA train when she stepped down. But
about doing what's right for our country. MAGA is about winning and strength in not allowing Iran to have nuclear weapons. MAGA is about making America great again, and these people have no idea how to do that, but I do, because the United States is now the hottest country anywhere in the world.
That ain't true. Definitely not the hottest. Ask NATO, ask G7, ask the EU. I don't think they'd agree.
President Donald J. Trump. Was that written by Mark Levin, like when he was 6? Or who put this message together? The hottest country in the world because we're bombing?
Nah, that's definitely Trump who wrote that. The hottest country anywhere. The hottest, best you could get anywhere. Quite frankly, the best. That was definitely, Trump's just got such a pattern in his language, you know? He always says, like, he always adds something unnecessary to like a statement that already exists, like a statement that already has enough. He'll always add something unnecessary. So that's definitely, that's Trump, bro. This whole message has Trump written all over it, bro. There's like some sort of process of being able to figure out who wrote something. Maybe you would know about that from what you did previously, but there's like some sort of process scientifically where you can find out if somebody wrote something, not from their handwriting, but from like their pattern and stuff. And dude, I mean, you can just tell they don't have what it takes and they never did. Like he's always got to double down, you know, like unnecessary double downs. This was Trump.
Kids for no reason because we just killed 150 schoolgirls for no reason because you guys just lied about 6 of our servicemen who died and they had to leak that to CBS News that you were lying about what was happening. Is that what makes us hot? Is Hot Girl Summer being led by Brigitte Macron and people who attack people, other journalists for telling the truth? Is like, what's going on? Who put this message together for you and hit send? You're citing CNN, but you're also dissing CNN for having produced certain polls. I don't know. You just told us that we couldn't get on CNN, but now you're saying that we have good coverage on CNN. You're all over the place. It seems like you can't put together a coherent thought. Let me tell you something, and this is just reality, okay? Going back to just the rules of the jungle. Okay, let all the politicians and advisors around you evaporate for just a moment. Just you and me, ready? People will not fight beside, behind, or for someone who is fundamentally disloyal, okay? If disloyalty and deceit is in your nature, then I highly suggest that you combine it with silence. You can be what you are, but I would advise you do it quietly, Trump, because MAGA is no longer commanded by you, and you know it. You know it. You belong to the Epstein class. That is your legacy now. People will see your name on buildings, whatever was agreed upon in those boardrooms with Jared Kushner, Trump, Gaza, hotel, whatever you tweeted.
I think another thing too,
so
why
crass.
I think another reason too why JD Vance is going on this one is they don't like Jared Kushner and Witkoff or Gotcha and them. They don't think like they're competent, which to be honest with you, I don't think they are either, you know?
No, 100%. And look, front facingly, this will make JD Vance look good for better or for worse, whatever. But, you know, of course, I mean, Jared Kushner and Stephen Witkoff were the two that they were speaking with before they just got bombed out of nowhere in February. You know, they were in the midst of talks and the talks were supposed to continue. So, I'm surprised they even actually got on the plane, man. To me, that's telling. So maybe JD did make a difference. Maybe they were happy to have a new member from the United States representing Washington and actually talking in good faith. But ultimately, again, because of the nature of the demands that we're going to have to request, especially to keep Israel calm or defuse them, it's just going to be demands that are not going to be realistic for Iran to actually come to the table, you know? So maybe we'll get an extension tomorrow, but yeah, I do think
they're
JD
supposed to be
being
Saturday morning, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, tomorrow, I think it's 10 a.m. Washington time, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Carolyn Levitt said? Yeah. So we'll see. That'll be very interesting.
And I think that'll be the first time we've had direct talks with them, unless they're going to do indirect like last time. I'm not sure, because in Oman, it was indirect. They were sitting in 2 different rooms, and the mediator from Oman was just going back and forth. I don't know if they're going to do it this way this time, but
at this stage, I would imagine they'd be direct. I mean, they're already full-fledged at war.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I would hope
cool.
so.
It'd be cool to see what comes about, but you know, I don't know. Maybe JD Vance will be the quote unquote hero, but you know, before this conflict started, he wasn't a part of those talks. You know, I don't think it was him. It was just Jared Kushner, Stephen Witkoff. Now it's JD Vance. It's like, hey, now you're worried because we started a problem we can't actually extinguish. So he knows this is bad optics. If this continues, the longer this war goes, he might as well just forget it. He may as well not even try and campaign for 28.
They will see that. You will earn that. And then when they see it, they will think about how many children had to die or be raped by men on islands so that you could stick the Trump name upon a building. And for clarity, Mr. President, that's not my fault. That's not Megyn Kelly's fault. That's not Tucker Carlson's fault. You made that trade. You chose money above respect. And what an absolute shame that you chose to do that.
You know, you got to think, to make the likes of Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson go against you, and I'm not discrediting them by saying that. I'm saying that to say they've never really been very heavy into the whole Israeli foreign policy thing like Tucker and Candace.
Yeah.
And so for those two to jump onto the anti-MAGA train, I mean, that's a tell in and of itself how far this has gone left.
Absolutely.
Toward the end of your life, okay? Because you can't take money and things and stuff with you when you go, just your soul. And you sold yours for what? Another gilded ballroom? Let me be perfectly clear when I say this. Charlie Kirk, he died free. You will most certainly die a slave. Okay. You are in chains right now, and the entire world can see that perfectly. At best, what you can hope for in this moment is that maybe one day upon the college campuses that you so deeply cherish, they'll teach all about your now tarnished legacy as the perfect modern day example of Plato's allegory of the cave. You're familiar with that one? Prisoner chained in a cave. Multiple prisoners chained in a cave with a fire burning behind them, mistaking shadows on the wall for reality.
This war has been like the main issue here. You want to transition to the war shit?